ABC Columbia News at 11.
Governor Nikki Haley is reportedly Donald Trump's leading candidate to be the next ambassador to the United Nations. Good evening, I'm Alicia Barnes.
I'm Ben Hoover. If you've been following Haley's interaction with the Trump team, that's different than last week. This new revelation appeared in the Wall Street Journal. It is the latest speculation to come from the president-elect's transition team. You might remember Haley met with Trump last Thursday in New York. She was previously said to be considered for Secretary of State, a position that could be going to another Trump critic, former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney. During a news conference yesterday, Haley said she and Trump talked about multiple topics, but will keep the details of that meeting private for now. Again, all of this just speculation at this point.
Well, a father and son clearing out some land in Irmo made a very gruesome discovery. They found human remains, now confirmed through dental records to be those of 51-year-old Candace Pierce. Now, her death remains under investigation tonight, but the coroner's office says that she died under suspicious circumstances. Her body was found along the 200 block of Twin Gate Road. Now, back on September the 20th, a friend reported Pierce missing to police. If you know anything about the circumstances leading to her death, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC.
A Sumter man is in jail tonight after 3 pit bulls were found at his home, and officers say there were obvious signs of abuse on the dogs. They say the dogs had their ears cut off. 36-year-old Jamie Shaw is charged with ill treatment to animals. Investigators say several kennels were found on the property as well as other dogs' remains. How they died remains under investigation tonight. One adult pit bull was found alive and taken to the Sumter County Animal Shelter.
Well, the investigation into a toddler drowning continues tonight. Authorities say 17-month-old Daniel Rodriguez died shortly after he was found in a 5-gallon bucket of water. An autopsy determined the boy drowned, and the coroner's office says, and the sheriff's deputies say they are now investigating how the toddler actually got into the bucket. They're also investigating how long his head was underwater before he was found.
A judge denied bond for a Columbia police officer accused of forcing an 8-year-old to perform a sex act. 35-year-old Jamie Rogers Sr. is charged with first-degree sexual assault. Police say the alleged incidents happened back in 2013. Rogers has been fired from the police department, so he is a former officer at this point. He had been with the department since 2012. Now, the chief, Skip Holbrook, said in a statement to ABC News today, quote, although the Lexington County Sheriff's Department has and continues to conduct a thorough investigation, it is this agency's responsibility to hold officers accountable for criminal misconduct and any abuse of authority.
A North Charleston police chief took the stand today in the murder trial of one of his former patrolmen. Michael Slager is now charged with the murder in the April 2015 shooting death of Walter Scott. The trial's been going on for 4 weeks now. And Chief Eddie Driggers testified that he is not aware of Slager ever being reprimanded by the department for misuse of his taser, service revolver, or other force. He also added that Slager got a pretty good appraisal about 4 months before the incident happened. The Slager was fired after cell phone video of the Scott shooting taken by a witness was released.
Governor Haley says South Carolinians should continue to pray as Slager's and Dylan Roof's murder trials are underway in Charleston. Roof, of course, is the accused Charleston church shooter. We are awaiting a judge's ruling on whether Roof is competent to stand trial at this point in the process. Meanwhile, Haley says last year's tragedies are forcing victims' families and survivors to relive everything all over again. Today, Haley, along with U.S. Senator Tim Scott, attended a prayer service at Mother Emanuel AME Church to pray for the jurors responsible for hearing these cases. The site of the June 2015 massacre of 9 black worshipers was among churches statewide that held prayer vigils today.
And our ABC Columbia's Gabrielle Franklin attended one of those local worship services to bring us this report.
St. Joseph Catholic Church is one of many churches that participated in the statewide day of prayer.
I'm glad to hear the governor asking the state to come together because we can do many things, you know, as a community in so many different ways, and this is one extra way of doing that.
Church members believe that prayer is critical in building a stronger community.
Obviously, we believe that God can heal all things, so we pray as a community to help remind ourselves what happens with other people also affects us.
Students from St. Joseph Catholic School participated in the ceremony along with parishioners. 5th and 6th graders that we spoke to during the vigil say that it's important to have events like this in our community.
I think we've been through some hard times, but it's important that we keep going to show that we can keep going.
A lot has gone on the last couple of years with the floods and just crime and all. And I just feel like all different communities and groups have been hurt in multiple ways. But I'm glad this Thanksgiving, I feel like our state is getting to come together a little bit and we get to solve some of our problems.
In Columbia, Gabrielle Franklin, ABC Columbia News.
All right, it's another cold night here at Main and Gervais. Time to pull out those heavy coats.
Of course, you're wondering how cold will it get overnight? Chief Meteorologist John Farley joins us live in the Weather Center with those details. Hey, John?
Yeah, things have switched, haven't they, you two? It's definitely one of those, you get to the time of year where you step outside and you go, oh yeah, I didn't remember my jacket. And that's where we are. Here are the temperatures now. We're down at 35, or Bishopville right now down at 35. And you're thinking, how does that compare to last night? Well, pretty close. Mainly a degree or two warmer, or should I say less cold than last night. So generally speaking in weather, remember it's an initial value problem. Where we are now, where are we going? Well, basically we're going to be just about as cold as we were last night, maybe add a degree or two, and that's the only difference. So here's the forecast tonight here in Columbia. I'm expecting right around freezing, which means outside of Columbia temperatures will be colder than that. So one more freezing night, but won't be terrible as we go through the day in terms of traveling tomorrow, I will tell you that. Morning commute, another chilly one, but it will be clear. And in fact, it will be clear for most of the day until we see some clouds thicken in the afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow afternoon a little warmer than today, and these clouds, they're tied in with a storm front that I will tell you, we won't get any rain out of it, or if we do, it won't be much. That'll be tomorrow night into Thursday morning. But what it will do is keep the temperatures much warmer than tonight. So we'll talk about that. Also the Thanksgiving Day forecast, the Thanksgiving weekend forecast, and of course the Clemson-Carolina game forecast. That's coming up in just a bit.
All right, we'll look forward to it. Thanks, John. A drastic accident. That's how the driver of a Chattanooga school bus described the crash that killed at least 5 children.
And when you see the pictures, I mean, it's just a horrific scene. 6 others still hospitalized tonight in ICU. Scott McLean is in Chattanooga with the latest from the scene.
The school bus flipped off the roadway. It is occupied with children. They believe there's ejections.
A school bus packed with children slammed into a tree. The crash practically split the bus in half and flipped it on its side.
In the back, I can see an arm moving, but I don't know if anybody can get to it.
According to the Children's Elementary School, 4 girls and a boy were killed in the crash. 3 were in 4th grade, 1 in 1st grade, and 1 only in kindergarten.
It could have been my kids. And these are some babies that was trying to get home.
Police arrested the driver, 24-year-old Jonathan Walker. He's charged with 5 counts of vehicular homicide, reckless endangerment, and reckless driving.
He wasn't paying attention. He was going real fast, and he had hit a garbage bag, and we had hit a mailbox, and then we flipped over and hit a tree real hard.
As the investigation continues into what caused this tragedy, the community is coming together to grieve.
The most unnatural thing in the world is for a parent to mourn the loss of a child. There are no words that can bring comfort to a mother or a father. And so today, City is praying for these families.
Of course, we will continue to follow the story out of Chattanooga for you and bring the latest on abccolumbia.com. Can Donald Trump run the country and run his billion-dollar business empire? He says in theory, yes, he can. The president-elect told New York Times reporters it would be difficult to sell his real estate companies. Trump owns or has a position in more than 500 companies, some that do business in countries like Turkey and Saudi Arabia. There are some political watchdogs who say that is a conflict of interest.
Whether a position is abused or there's just the potential for that abuse. There's just the opportunity to abuse it. Either way, it's undermining of confidence in government.
We'll have to see, but it seems like it may not matter at all because Trump has said that he plans to hand over the control of his companies to his children, but hasn't said when exactly that will happen.
All right, well, we are watching your money, and for the first time in its 120-year history today, the Dow closed above 19,000 points. Now the S&P 500 and NASDAQ also closed at new highs. So here's the breakdown if you are keeping track. The Dow added 67 points to close at more than 19,023. The NASDAQ also up more than 17 points, and the S&P 500 added a little more than 4 points. Good news.
Okay, no reason to stress, but Friday is a few days away, right?
Black Friday.
But Black Friday is really today. Does that make any sense?
It does after you watch the story, because whether you finalize your shopping list or not, or if you just have not even gotten started, our Grace Joyle stopped by Walmart in Irmo to find out what you can expect while shopping. Hey, Grace, a lot of prep going on right now, right?
Hey, Ben and Alicia, Black Friday seems to get bigger and bigger every year, and Walmart is certainly no exception. This year, they're starting their online sales at 12:01 on Thanksgiving Day. Their stores will open doors at 6 o'clock Thursday evening, and the manager here tells me people will be lining up for deals like a 55-inch TV for $298 and the hot new interactive Hatchimal toy for $48.88.
We start planning for the next Black Friday, the day after this Black Friday. We learn every year, and we try to make it a bigger and better event. Our number one mission is for our customers to be able to come in and get what they want and enjoy the great savings.
And the manager assures me they have stocked up on those hot ticket items, so you have a pretty good chance of getting your bargains.
I think Thanksgiving's more for family. But if I'm going to do Black Friday, I'm going to try to do it online.
So whether you're camping out in front of the store or curling up in front of the computer from the comfort of your own gingerbread home, be sure to pack your patience and remember to have fun. From Irmo, Grace Joyle, ABC Columbia News.
Well, the Medal of Freedom ceremony brought big names to the White House today. The 21 recipients included famous names from Hollywood, as well as architects, scientists, musicians, and athletes. The president lauded the recipients for helping to push America forward and inspiring millions. Diana Ross among this year's honorees, Ellen DeGeneres, I mentioned Diana Ross, and retired basketball star Michael Jordan. What a crew. Bill Gates as well. This is the highest civilian honor that the president can give out.
Wow.
Some
all right.
A-listers right there.
Yeah. Diana Ross.
Yeah.
Big. All right, we got beans, greens.
Springsteen was in on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got beans, greens, potatoes, mac and cheese, turkey coming up.
That about does it.
That is Thanksgiving coming up. Why many of us are getting ready to prepare our big spread for Thanksgiving. The Columbia Fire Department wants you to cook up a little safety as well.
Oh my. Wow. From Park. All right, so Thanksgiving is in 2 days, and if you're planning on deep frying the bird this year, there are some precautions you need to take to prevent a Turkey Day tragedy. You are dealing with hot oil, of course. According to Columbia firefighters, every year turkey fryers cause some 2,000 fires across the country. There are some simple steps to stay safe, they say. Keep the fryers at least 10 feet away from any buildings. Always use your fryer on a flat surface to prevent spillage. And oil and water do not mix, so make sure your turkey is completely thawed before you fry it to prevent an explosion like that. And I know that's a simulation, but that can really happen.
It
obviously.
really can.
Yeah.
I mean, it can blow your whole entire house up. I mean, just think that it needs to be room temp.
Right.
Yeah.
And blow your meal, obviously, if that happens.
I think that would absolutely take out Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah. All right, well, the holidays are a time for celebrations of friends, families, and of course, lots of food.
Kim Hutcherson has some ways you can stay healthy during the season.
Most people look forward to the holidays, but not to the extra pounds that often come along with all those delicious dinners and treats. Still, there are ways to enjoy the festivities without sabotaging your fitness plans. Stay active. Use exercise to offset the extra calories. You don't have to hit the gym. House cleaning, dancing, even walking around the mall can raise your heart rate. Eat breakfast. Experts say starting the day with a small but satisfying breakfast can give you more control over your appetite. That can help give you the willpower to be more discriminating in your food and beverage choices, and it will help you with portion control. Tempting as it may be, try not to overfill your plate. Experts recommend sticking with holiday favorites and skipping foods you can have all year round. Eat slowly, savor each item, and put your fork down between bites. This will help you to skip the second helpings. You'll have more room for a delicious dessert. Finally, go easy on alcohol. The calories in wine, beer, or liquor can add up pretty quickly. Try alternating alcoholic beverages with a glass of water. You'll stay hydrated, healthier, and less likely to be making a round of post-party apologies. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
And the big travel day for the Thanksgiving holiday is tomorrow. So whether you're planning a trip or preparing welcome guests, you should expect the roads to be packed.
We try to leave as early as we can. The later in the evening it gets, we've experienced, heavy traffic on I-26, so we try to get out early.
The best driving times for me that I have found is actually at night. I know a lot of people don't like to drive at night, but if you go into a destination that's familiar, I really would suggest just driving at night.
And right now, gas prices are at a 9-year low. The average price in South Carolina is down 5 cents at $1.95 a gallon.
That is really low.
That is extremely low.
Yeah.
So, John, we all want to know, will we have clear skies Thanksgiving Day?
Well, Alicia, the answer to that is no and then yes. I'll explain after the break.